जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
Shupada Paramhansa Parivrajakacarya Ashtottara Shatasri Srimati Divine Grace Abhay Charana Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki ISKCON founder Acharya, Deputy founder Acharya, Savior of the whole world Srila Prabhupada ki Om Vishnupada Paramhansa Parivrajakacarya Ashtottara Shatasri Srimati Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की भूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की मथुरापुरी धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री वृंदापुरी धाम की श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की गंगा मैया की यमुना मैया की भक्ति देवी की श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर की श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की श्री श्री बालिकाई की ताई गौर प्रेमानंदे आगरी सदा संकल्प मुक्ति आगरी सदा संकल्प मुक्ति आगरी सदा संकल्प मुक्ति आगरी to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishna Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya. What do you suggest? How many of you announce in Telugu? How many don't know Telugu? How many don't know English?
English అర్థం చేసుకోలేదు
Raise your hands.
ఇంగ్లీష్ రాదు.
Four do together there. Is it possible simultaneously? That side they can go on. Hmm. That takes time, no? It takes time, no? Half my time goes in hearing your translation. Only four devotees are there. We arrange a chat devotee. That will be without speaker. That will be interfering.
Okay, I'm just get some students are not there.
They can be introduced afterwards. Our time is less. ओमज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कथमह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरों वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सान्द्रजाता सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादा सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. This is reduced volume. Purposeful? Little, if you could increase. So, welcome you all for this morning Srimad Bhagavatam class, in which we are discussing on the topic of 6 symptoms of surrender. So, as far as that introduction, it is said introduction of a sadhu is his speech. So, I already am going to speak, and I am also not a sadhu, just pretending to be a sadhu. So, but the contents are very important. So, we don't want to invest time in introduction. You hear me, that itself is the introduction. So, this is very important subject matter because Krishna in Bhagavad Gita concludes his teachings by saying, just surrender unto me. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarvapapebhyo mokshayikshami ma shuchana. That although you abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me, I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. So, in surrendering, we become very fearful. Otherwise, there is no problem. But how can I surrender? It is like Krishna is saying, we are on second floor. You jump from here, or terrace, we have third floor. From there you jump, and aham tam sarva papebhyo mokshayishami. I will deliver you. As you jump from third floor, second floor, first floor, before you dash on the ground floor, there will be net there. There will be net, and you will be protected. And we look from third floor, where is the net, my dear Krishna? For that you don't worry. There are people in the basement or somewhere in the parking area. You cannot see them from here. They are below the building. As you jump, they will immediately rush and they will spread the net. And you will be safe. And we may wonder, but what if such a force I come down with? Then I may dash my head with the net to the ground. I will die only. So we are not ready for it. That's why Krishna is saying, Shuchaha, do not fear. I am there. Do not fear. I am there. But then it's not so easy. So what surrender means, that Srila Rupa Goswami has given very nicely in 6 terms. If you want to know how much you are surrendered, you don't have to jump from third floor. You see or calculate your surrender in terms of these 6 things only. You can repeat after me. Anukulyasya sankalpaha, anukulyasya varchanam, rakshashyati iti vishwaso, पुत्रत्वे वर्णं तथा आत्मनिक्षेपकार्पण्ये षड्विधा शरणागतिः. So षड्विधा, the types of sharanagati, surrender, are 6. Shad, 6. So we will discuss one by one. The first is anukulyasya sankalpa, that which is favorable for the practice of Krishna consciousness. You accept it wholeheartedly. Sankalpa, you be determined to perform that. So what are those things which are anukul, favorable? There are 4 things, as we all know: A, B, C, D. Sometimes devotees say E also. E means etiquettes, but ABCD we all know. A means association of devotees. B stand for reading Srila Prabhupada books, and eventually you can read Acharya's books also. I am reading a lot of Acharya's books now. I read Srila Prabhupada books twice. So, and for giving classes, I need to go through that verse at least, and sometimes some other passages of Prabhupada's books only, from Folio, Veda Basics, etc. But otherwise, in my personal reading, I am reading many other Acharya's books, Garga Samhita, Krishnadika Kaumudi, Vishwanath Chakravarti, and hundreds of our Acharyas. Very powerful messages there. So, reading Prabhupada books. A, B, C for chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We don't have to chant many other mantras and all that. It's not required. We should have full faith that holy name is end all and be all. Especially Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Occasionally on Ramanavami Ana, we may sing Shri Ram, Jai Ram, etc. But otherwise, only Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Because if you see Shri Ram, Jai Ram, in this holy name is only Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. So only 3 holy names are there. Others all Jai. Jai is not the holy name. It's all glories to Lord Ram. So this is not. But our mantra, this is Jugal mantra, in which there is no Jai, no Om. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. In this only Vasudeva is only one holy name. Om. Okay, Om is impersonal representation of the Supreme Lord. Namo, obeisances. That is also not holy name. Vasudevaya, I, that year, two Vasudeva. That is also not holy name. Om Namo Bhagavate. Bhagavate is a secondary name of the Lord, Bhagavan. So that is also not directly holy name. So only Vasudeva. So that's why Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One point of time, when Prabhupada was in the Western countries only, so devotees in the early stages, they started singing this, what do you call? Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Something like it is very famous in India. So Prabhupada said, no. That the Mayavadis sing. So we should not sing that. Okay, if you want to sing something apart from Hare Krishna mantra, then you sing this. And the Prabhupada said, Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Prabhupada introduced this Panchatattva Mahamantra. Prabhupada says Panchatattva Mahamantra. So this is second mantra. And if at all you want to sing third mantra, there is one more Prabhupada has recommended in the 17th chapter of Adi Lila, Chaitanya Charitamrita, in which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would sing that. Haraye Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudanam. So if you see the purport over there, Prabhupada says, so this is also Mahamantra. So this can be chanted in our ISKCON temples, particularly he says Mayapur Chandrodaya temple of Mayapur. Mayapur. Mayapur Chandrodaya temple of Mayapur only, Shridham Mayapur. So we can see there they sing this quite often in the daytime also. We don't sing necessarily in other ISKCON temples because it is mainly for Mayapur temple. Prabhupada has very clearly written down in the purports, the Bhaktivedanta purports, Prabhupada's devotional ecstasy. And it is also Mayapur is Prabhupada's place of worship. That's why you can see so gorgeously Radha Madhav Ashtasakis Panchatattva worship. Prabhupada said Bombay, the Rasbihari temple is my office. Vrindavan is my home. And Navadvip, Mayapur is my place of worship. That's how worship is very gorgeous there. Part of worship is also singing, kirtan, etc. So there Prabhupada has very specifically said, we can sing this one. Haraya Nama Krishna Yadava. Generally we sing in Mangalarti. Only 2 lines to be sung. And many times devotees keep singing the entire song only, first 3-4 stanzas. That Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govindaram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinath Madanama. Some people also add Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghuna Shri Shiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghuna. So some people sing the entire song of Narottam Das Thakur. This is not Prabhupada's recommendation at all. Only 2 lines. Haraye Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana. From Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time, this whole song was not there. This is written after, you can say, 50-100 years later. When Narottam Das Thakur Mahashaya was the Acharya, he has written, and the song is bona fide. We can sing in the daytime, no problem. But it is not to be inserted in Mangalarti time. Mangalarti time recommendation is, if at all, only Hare Krishna Mantra. More than half the time of Mangalarti should be Hare Krishna Mantra. And if you want to insert only these 2 lines, which were sung many times in South Indian tour by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If you read Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, these 2 lines are there. Mahaprabhu would sing this. So chanting, and then tea for diet, we take only Krishna Prasad. We are not vegetarians, we are not non-vegetarians, we are Krishnatarians. Whatever is offered to Krishna, that only we accept. So Srila Prabhupada says in one place, on one side, a person should cultivate Krishna consciousness, and on the other, he should try to give up all his bad habits. Both sides must be there if he wants to advance. Now this little bit merging of the 2 points, Pratikulyasya Varjanam. This is also in this point only. So we are discussing first point, but the second is also there. So one side one should practice positive things, and on the other side one should avoid negative things. The example is of disease. When we get disease, we go to doctor. Doctor will give prescription. This medicine twice a day, thrice a day with water, something like that, honey. And then he will say pathya, the diet. You cannot take oily items. You should not take fried items. Something like that you will take. So you have to follow that side also. You cannot say medicines I take, I'll get cured, and I will continue with my oily items. No, that also has to be avoided because that will aggravate the disease. When he's trying to reduce your disease through medicines, which definitely will happen, but simultaneously you are also aggravating the medicine by eating oily stuff. So that cannot be allowed. Just like I want to extinguish fire, so I should pour water. But then simultaneously, if I want to increase the fire, then I should add fuel. But simultaneously, if I am adding water also, then fire is not going to grow properly. So both things should be there. So otherwise, it will be difficult. So tapasya, Prabhupada said in one sense, is important. It's very difficult to give up those things which are very dear to heart, but they are detrimental to our spiritual progress. We are very attached. Anukulyasya sankalpa, pratikulyasya varjanam. Pratikul, unfavorable things should be given up, abandoned. But what happens for us? Anukulyasya varjanam, pratikulyasya sankalpa. Many things which are pratikul, unfavorable, our mind says, no, this is required, and we get carried away. How many of you get carried away by negative things, which are, is not good, but you get carried away? Mataji don't get carried away. Okay, every one of us gets carried away, only we have not thought about it. And how many of you feel that something positive, but somehow you are not able to go ahead? You resist, in a sense, you don't go for it. You are not doing those positive things. Yeah, you should come for morning program, or in your houses also get up early in the morning. For that you should sleep early in the night. Then you will get up in the morning, and then have morning program, chant Hare Krishna, and come once in a week at least to temple, and with devotees dance. Nacho gao bhakta sange karo sankirtan, Krishna upadesha kari taraye chan. The Ishwar Puri's instruction to Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that my dear son Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is addressing. Nacho, dance, gao, sing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bhakta Sangi. In the association of devotees. Alone, how will you dance? It's not possible. Even if you go on after 2, 3, 5, 6 days, 10, 15 days, over. So in the association of devotees, Satam Prasangan, Mama Virya Samvido. You get invigorated, you get spirited to go on with Krishna Bhakti. Bhakta Sangi Karo Sankirtan, congregational chanting. Krishna Upadesha Kari. Tell others about Krishna's message. Dare dekho, dare kaho. Krishna Upadesh. Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said this? Because his guru told him. Krishna Upadesha Kari, Tara Jan. And by instructing others into Krishna's message, to deliver everyone. And Mahaprabhu has said the same thing. Dare dekho, dare kaho. Krishna Upadesh. Hamara agya guru hai. Tare Desh. See the similarity. Exact words are there. This is called as ideal disciple. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But simultaneously he shows through his actions how one should be following Guru. So you see how much similarity is there between what his Guru, Ishwar Puri said to him, instructed him, and what he is instructing all of us. Nacho Gao, that he was already doing. He did not tell explicitly, but he did it with his devotees, and it's understood. That is what to be repeated by all of us also. So the four things which are dangerous, Pratikulyasa Vardhanam, are meat eating, gambling, illicit sex, and intoxication. So these things break the pillars of dharma. Dharma stands on four pillars. Just like this building also, most importantly, is standing on four pillars. But because the huge structure in between also there will be pillars. But otherwise, small structures stand on four pillars. So which are the four pillars of dharma? Mercy. So mercy is broken by meat eating, because mercilessly the living entities, other living entities are creatures, animals are killed. The mercy. Then next is truthfulness. Truthfulness is destroyed by gambling. In gambling, a lot of lies happen. Then austerity. Austerity is destroyed by by what is meat eating, gambling. No, sorry, drinking, intoxicants. So intoxicant, there is no austerity. The person likes it, he goes. And then cleanliness is destroyed by illicit sex. So of these four, how many of you agree the avoiding illicit sex, especially on mental platform, is difficult? How many of you feel no, meat eating is I'm still attracted to meat? In the early stage, it may be. How many of you are attracted to meat? Meat eating? No. Gambling? Gambling? We Indians are famous for being stingy fellows. So who will, if at all people play cards and all, devotees don't do that. People will not spend money and all that because we are stingy fellows. And intoxicants? No, maybe tea. In early days, Indians are addicted to tea. But otherwise, illicit sex on mental platform is difficult to give up. Jnanino nitya vairina. It is the enemy, eternal enemy of even Jnani, one who's in knowledge. So why we are not able to give up illicit sex on it on mental platform? Because positive side, love for Krishna is not being exercised through positive spiritual activities. This ABCD is lacking. Our 64 regulative principles, we are not doing them thoroughly. So then naturally, and on the top of that, also our materialistic association is going on. Now I'll not ask here how many of you watch YouTube videos. So on YouTube video, there is a lot of illicit sex. Whether you agree or not, somehow it will pop up. And then we are pouring water on the fire which we want to grow. So we have to avoid it. Strength will come by being in the association of devotees. A lot of pornographic movies and all those photos, nude women, men, all that stuff. With sanity, if you think, then we understand it's all useless. But when lust attacks, then we feel, wow, it is so interesting. This goes on, and for a moment we are carried away. After whatever 2, 3, 5 minutes or 10 minutes, half an hour, then we go. Big mistake I did. I wasted my time. How many of you waste your time on mobile at least? General, I'll ask, not specific. Yeah. This is in one, though it is said here, Pratikulyasa Vardhanam, maybe that Fourth thing, meditating, gambling, illicit sex, intoxication. Maybe fifth thing we should add, less usage or more usage of mobile. Too much usage of mobile. I will not ask the exercise how many use for 1 hour, 2 hours. We will not get into that. But least you handle your mobile, the more blissful you will be. His Holiness Kadam Kanan Maharaj said, how much you use your fingers, these right hand fingers, for fingering on your beats, for chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And how much time you use your fingers for scrolling on your mobile screen. The statistics shows that on an average, every person does 2 kilometers of scrolling, not 2 meters, 2 kilometers. So if all of us walk 2 kilometers, no matter how fast you walk, it will take at least 10-15 minutes minimum, isn't it? And the screen is this much only, 7 inch. How much? And any video you go for on YouTube to see particular video, you will end up seeing at least 4 to 7 videos. Yes or no? That is the statistics that show. So be careful of mobile also. Though word is mobile, you may become immobile. You may get pinned down to this material existence just because of your mobile. His Holiness Bhaktidir Damodar Swami Maharaj, when he gives initiation, the disciple also has to say, I will follow 4 regular principles, no meditating, no gambling, no illicit, no intoxication. And during my 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, I will not meddle with mobile. And Maharaj says, if you do that, I reject you as my disciple. If any of his disciples, after initiation, while chanting his 16 rounds, if he meddles with his mobile, Maharaj said, you are not my disciple. I reject you. Forget it. You are not my disciple. You might have gone through Diksha procedure. You are not my disciple. He rejects. Guru rejects the disciple. And Guru has the right to reject the disciple if the disciple breaks the regulative principle. And this is a quite important regulative principle in the world today. Mobile, basically. So a devotee must reject everything unfavorable to spiritual progress. This is called renunciation. Prabhupada once said to an interviewer, interviewer asked, Srila Prabhupada, what does surrender practically mean? Srila Prabhupada said, Anukulyasya sankalpa, no meditating, gambling, illicit sex, intoxication, none of this. We restrict these 4 to our students. Students means not those who are studying in college. Students means all the devotees. We are all students. We gain knowledge. Vidyam arthayate iti vidyarthi. We are all vidyarthis, vidyarthinis. So these 2 are combinedly discussed. Anukulyasya sankalpa and pratikulyasya varjanam. These things we should make sure. Positive things we keep on increasing in our life. A, B, C, D. And E I did not discuss. Etiquettes. Etiquettes are very important in devotees' life, especially when we deal with each other among devotees. Etiquettes are very important. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would say many times that following or observance of Vaishnava etiquettes are the ornaments in the life of a devotee which make him very beautiful in the eyes of the supreme all attractive Krishna. Now, Krishna is all attractive. He attracts everyone. That is his power. But that Krishna gets attracted to us when we are decorated with Vaishnava etiquettes. Just like a person may be beautiful, but then if he adds whatever earring, nose ring, and chain, many things, then he becomes all the more beautiful. So by acceptance of devotional service, Krishna Maharaj, we become beautiful to some extent. But the perfection is when you become thorough follower of all the Vaishnava etiquettes. Why Krishna gets attracted? Because observance of Vaishnava etiquettes, all these Vaishnava etiquettes are manifestations of Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani is so amazing. She is so perfect in all her dealings, so respectful to elders and so friendly with her friends, and all best of the qualities. The 26 qualities are enumerated. So they are all there in her. So whenever one devotee practices Vaishnava etiquettes, so basically he is manifesting Srimati Radharani in his life. And that's what attracts Krishna. Krishna is Madan Mohan, the enchanter of the world. But Srimati Radharani is Madan Mohan Mohini, the enchantress of the enchanter of the enchanter of the whole world. Madan, Cupid, sex god. Kandharpa, he is enchanter of the whole world. No matter who the person is, he gets charmed by sex life, sex god, Kandharpa. But then Radharani attracts even Krishna, who attracts millions of Kandharpas towards him. So that Radharani only manifests through our Vaishnava devotees, because very meticulous devotees in his life. So Krishna gets attracted. So now third one, Anukulyasya Sankalpa Pratikulyasya Varjanam Rakshashyati iti Vishwaso. This is third. If you are surrendered, you will have faith. Krishna will surely protect you. There are two components of this line. Rakshashyati iti Vishwaso. Krishna will protect. So one is Krishna will surely protect. The example of Prahlad Maharaj. He was thrown off the cliff. He was put in boiling hot oil. He was also trampled beneath the feet of mad elephants. He was given a glass of poison. But in all conditions, he was convinced Krishna will surely protect me. That means if he wants to protect, he will protect. If he wants to kill me, he will kill me. Jar mare Krishna Rakhe Krishna marenge. So in case now is so many mad elephants are coming on me. If Krishna wants me to die through any one of these elephants, okay, I will die. And if Krishna is not wanting me to die, all these 10, 15, 20 elephants or 10 crore elephants, it doesn't make any difference only. They will not be able to touch even the hair on my head. That was his conviction. Krishna will surely protect me. And another component of the same is only Krishna can protect me. And for that example of Mother Draupadi comes. When she was getting disrobed in the Kuru court, she appealed to Dhritarashtra, who was the king then. She appealed to Bhishma Dev, who was most elderly grandsire of the entire Kuru Vamsh. None of them were helping. She requested her husband's duty to protect wife in general and in crisis also. But they were all with lower head that we are lost, so we are slaves now. What can we give protection? So she thought, okay, I will do with my own hands. So she pulled her sari, which was being pulled by Dushasan. She put all her force, but she was delicate princess earlier and queen. She had no power like Dushasan, who had the power of 10,000 elephants. So then she tried with her teeth also, got hold of the sari, but then he was pulling and she was helpless. And at one point of time, she left all endeavors, raised her hands. Hey Krishna, hey Govind, hey Gopijana Vallabh, oh Lord, please protect me. And Lord was in Dwarka, but she appealed from the bottom of her heart. Yesterday we were discussing Krishna being grateful. So as Draupadi was calling, the gratitude in Krishna's heart was increasing, expanding like anything. So he could not resist. He at once appeared there because Lord is unlimited, Ananta. So he appeared in the form of unlimited sari. This is also one incarnation of the Lord. Or a specific devotee. Lord comes in any form for the pleasure of his devotees, for the protection of his devotees. Paritranaya sadhuna. So here Draupadi did not require some sword or something, Kshatriya feat. She required sari. That's what she was falling short of. Yoga Kshemam Vahami Aham. Whatever you have, I preserve, and whatever you don't have, I provide. So what Draupadi was falling short of? Sari. So Krishna said, I will provide, and he provided also. And we see how much he provided, more than required. It was the longest sari in the whole creation. No mill or no manufacturer has ever produced sari of that size, or even curtains have not been produced of that length. That is Krishna. He will always overdo in taking care of his devotees. And the Dushasan, who had the strength of 10,000, ultimately he became tired, he sat down, sweating. I, Dushasan. So that is how we can see how Krishna will protect. So Mother Draupadi, she had full faith that only Krishna can protect that time. Earlier she tried. That's why Krishna did not appear. As long as she thought through husband, through my strength, then Krishna said sorry. They say in Hindi, जब तुम भगवान के नाम में, कृष्ण तुम्हारे काम में. जब तुम अपने काम में, कृष्ण अपने धाम में. When you are in chanting Krishna's name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Whatever is required for your maintenance, Allah, Krishna will take care. But if you say, no, my maintenance, I have to, how will it happen? God, we don't see. I have to maintain myself, my wife, my children. Then Krishna says, okay, you are into your work, which will maintain you. Then I am in my own abode with Radharani and other eternal associates who have full faith that only Krishna. Krishna Ika Sharana. Only Krishna. So choice is left to us. Those who are surrendered, to the degree a devotee surrendered, He has faith. Rakshashati iti vishwas. So Prabhupada, you see, at the age of 70, going to America with ill health, no acquaintances over there, no money, and 38 days travel on cargo ship. There were Mr. Pandya, the captain, his wife. She was also driving to some extent. She would assist her husband. So these two are captains only in one side, and other four crew members for whatever the cargo that thing was having for lifting all that. Here in India, boarding and safety as long as on the ship, 38 days, and after going to Boston, Harbor or wherever, downloading all that stuff. So that's why four crew members. Only one passenger, and that is Srila Prabhupada. And that's what not a passenger ship at all. There's no facility for like crew members, what they will not have like luxury AC car or planes we have. Very simple facility. So Prabhupada, what a daring. Prabhupada said if third heart attack would have come, I would have died. So how daring Prabhupada is. So Prabhupada had full faith. Rakshashati Tishwa. So Krishna will definitely protect. Similarly, Prahlad Maharaj in his prayers also praises Lord, and he says, Balasya neha sharanam pitaro drusimha nartasya chagatam budam bhati majjatono taptasya tat pratividhirya ihanja seshtas tavad vibho tanuvratam tvadupekshitanam. So last two words say tvadupekshitanam. Oh Lord, if you neglect someone, Lord never neglects anyone. Whom will he neglect? The one who neglects the Lord. Yathaman prapadyanti. So if you surrender to Krishna, Krishna also surrenders to you. If you love Krishna, Krishna also loves you. And like that, you take one step towards Krishna, Krishna takes 10 steps towards us. In fact, he always overdoes. He always will go beyond what we could ever surrender. His surrender towards us is more than what we surrender towards him. So he's saying that if Lord neglects someone, then what will happen? Three examples he gives. Balasya neha sharanam pitaro nrusimha. That a very child of a very rich man, multi-billionaire or trillionaire, his son is on the lap of on his wife's lap, and the child is very sick, and he's saying, "Oh doctor, take blank check with my signature, write any amount, but protect my child." Doctor says, "What can I do? अब भी तो सब कुछ ऊपर वाले के हाथ में है." In Bollywood movies they show that all foolishness, as if apart from those times, everything is in our hands. We have the best of the stethoscopes, injections, ventilators, and all that, and we'll protect the patient. So that's what the doctors claim, but they cannot protect. One who is going to die will die. Will do not the people die in ICU? So many rich people they die in ICU. Other patients they die in general ward. But rich people generally die in ICU. So everybody dies. The one who is supposed to die, he will die. So he says, Balasya neha sharanam pitron nrusimha nartasya cha agatam vatam majjati no. Two examples in this line. Agatam, medicine. The medicine will not work for one from whom Lord has removed his mercy. That means he's supposed to die. So now, no matter how costly that injection or the medicine, some of the injections are very costly. I don't even know. You all know better maybe. A few thousand rupees, 5,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees, one injection, because the disease is very dangerous. Injections cost very high. But despite having that, best of the hospitals, best of the doctors, nothing, nobody can do anything. That's why Prabhupada declared his will that never take me to hospital. Once, in West, he was admitted in one hospital. Prabhupada was sick of the hospital. He was not sick of the body. He was sick of the hospital. He told Brahman Guru, take me out of here. And he said, how can I take Prabhupada? Prabhupada said, do. So then he put Prabhupada on wheelchair and he started, Swamiji has to go for strolling, like getting, suffocating in the ward. Fresh air, like that. So he took and then he took him completely out. And the patients, the doctor said, "Hey, what is this? You cannot take. He's an old man. He requires to be in the hospital. He will die." Papa said, "Don't listen. Take me." And then he picked him. They both ran from there. So this was Prabhupada's escape. And Prabhupada said, "Never take me to doctor." That's why you'll find in the last days, Prabhupada did not agree to be taken to all these big hospitals near Vrindavan and Delhi and all that. There were Ayurvedic Kavirajas, Vaidyas, they were administering some medicines to Prabhupada. So one time, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, when Prabhupada said like that, he said, Prabhupada, yes, Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Swami Maharaj also, He was in the hospital for some 6 months. He was on ventilator and this and that. But he left his body there. He was the godbrother of Prabhupada, Bhaktivinoda Thakur's disciple. Prabhupada said, that's it. That's what I'm telling. If you have to die, you will die, even in the hospital with ventilator, etc. So let us not go to hospital. Let us die peacefully. Prabhupada statement. Let us die peacefully. So Prabhupada doesn't have faith in hospital. Prabhupada has faith in Krishna. Krishna wants me to die now, I will die. Whether in hospital or outside of hospital. And Krishna wants to protect, I will be protected without these medicines also. So that faith is required. Nartasya cha agadam majjati now. This third example is of ship. A very powerful ship cannot protect one. Prabhupada talks about Titanic. Titanic was an cargo ship. It was not a luxury ship as they have what they call cruiser and all that. Very high quality ships, multi-floor, 5 floor, 6 floor, 8 floor, 9 floor ships with all high facilities like that. It was not like that. Purposes it was like a matchbox in the whole of Atlantic, and it was getting tossed like anything. And any one wave would have toppled it, and Mr. Pandya, his wife, 4 crew members, and Prabhupada all would have died on the spot. They would have submerged. It was so insignificant. But because Lord's protection was there, nothing could happen. On the contrary, Mr. Pandya, after reaching Boston Harbor, said, Swamiji, I have never sailed this cargo ship in such a smooth way. Atlantic was so peaceful. Otherwise, Atlantic is very famous for being very rough. But maybe because you were on the board, so it was very smooth sailing. Thank you. Maybe I wish you could be there in all my journeys. We got addicted to Prabhupada's association, such a pure devotee of the Lord. Prabhupada, once when they were crossing near Boston Harbor or something, one ship left from Boston Harbor for some other place. So these two were friends, Mr. Pandya and that captain. So when that friend saw Mr. Pandya there with Swamiji, so he just waved hand because they are friends, no? They cannot meet because they are on different ships. So he waved hand. So Prabhupada looked and Prabhupada waved his hand. Prabhupada doesn't know that person. So, and Mr. Pandya was wondering, he's my friend. Swamiji doesn't know him. So, that man became a devotee in ISKCON. See, pure devotee is one gesture. This is all mercy is flowing through his hand waving, to that person whom he doesn't even know. He became a devotee. So wonderful. So one has to have faith in that Majjaton now. We know Titanic. I read one book on Titanic because we read a lot. So I got some small book of some 40-50 pages. I cannot tell all the details, but Titanic ship, they made all arrangements, very high class arrangements were there. But as they say, Vinasha Kale, Viparita Buddhi. When the destruction is close, one brain doesn't work properly. So though they had such a powerful ship built, but then the lifeboats were very few because they had already proclaimed that this is the ship which even God cannot sink. God said, Acha beto, start selling. Then I will sell you off to the ocean like that. Anyway, God doesn't do like that. Lord is not bothered about all these challenges or abuses. But basically, they are all sinful people. Those who are sinful, they had to die, and that is the means they did. So then, on Titanic, when they found that the ship is wrecked, it's broken, and water is gushing in. So then, several attempts were made. Several things were done. One thing happened when the Titanic hit the iceberg, the ice broke and it went to the deck on the top. And these are all rich people. In the midnight, they were awake. So ice came, so they were very happy. So they took the ice, they made ball, and one threw on the other one. Then it, what do you call, fell down. Then he took it and he threw. They are playing. Don't know. Their lives are being played. They are very soon going to die. So lifeboats were there, and when they sent the people. Before that, what they did, they shot in the air. There were cannons on the top deck. So they shot in the air to inform other boats, which are 8 kilometers, 15 kilometers away, that this ship is in danger. Please come and help us. So they shot some 7 times, and then they thought the person shooting, oh, this is midnight. What would be the use? It's useless. Nobody will be watching. So he stopped, and other ships were there, 8 kilometers, 15 kilometers. They watched. Okay, once, twice, 3 times. What is this? Is that ship in trouble? Okay, we'll wait for some more time. In case they shoot again, then we'll go. But then they did not shoot, thinking that Vinashakale Viparita Buddhi. So then they said, okay, maybe by mistake they might have done that. So they did not. Also, there was a system for calling there in those days, something like that. So they called to the control operator, whosoever was there. But unfortunately, he had gone out. And in mobile we have missed call, but there in those kind of thing, there is no, you can never know unless you have heard the sound of that. So that person exactly was missing. And after this fellow tried 2, 3, 4 times, and he thought midnight will be awake, he kept it down, not to try again. And then the control operator he came there, but he never heard anything. And it was supposed to submerge, it got submerged. So one has to have full faith that Krishna, if he wants to protect me, Krishna will protect. And if he wants to kill me, then I will be killed. He says Krishna so wills, we will survive even without medical treatment also. I was attending one Srimad Bhagavatam class in Bangalore, so 5, 6 years back, of His Grace Mahatma Prabhu. So that when Mataji was sitting on the chair in front of the discussion or something related to this. So that Mataji was doctor. She said, Maharaj Prabhuji, how can we not take in the last days medicines and going to doctor, hospital, etc. So should devotees go or not? She asked directly. And she said, I'm a medical practitioner, I'm a doctor. So he said, it is left to the devotee, depending on his faith and conviction. If he feels, I will not take medicines, that's it. He will not go to hospital, doctor, medicine. Because before your death point, death day, nobody can kill you. And after your death point, death day, you cannot survive, no matter what you do. If you have that conviction, जातस्य हि ध्रुवं मृत्यु ध्रुवं जन्म मृतस्य च तस्माद् अपरिहार्यते तत्त्वं शोषितुमर्हसि. Every born person will die. All of us are born. We all will die for sure, and that day is fixed. I also I don't know astrology, but I have some astrologer friends, 10, 15 devotees also know. So when I have seen many things, so they don't tell only your details of death. When my mother left body, just few days, one day before, somehow I had called one devotee astrologer near Belgaum. So then I was talking to him in general. So then he said, Prabhu, please do not worry about your parents. I want parents. And I'm a brahmachari for 22 years. This was 3 years back. I never cared for my parents. I don't not worry like that. Cared, but never stayed with them. Why? Why is he saying like that? I said, okay, Prabhu. I will not worry. And I was thinking, I'm not worrying only. Why is he saying? And next day, my mother left body. So then I had to go for funeral and all that. So I came back that evening only to temple. So I was very curious. So I called him next day. I said, Prabhu, did you know my mother is going to leave body? Yesterday she left body. He said, yes, Prabhu. I knew. Because he knows my astrological horoscope and all that. He said, then Prabhu, why didn't you tell me? If you told me, I would be knowing and I would be next to her on the deathbed. I will help you. I would have helped her by chanting Hare Krishna, maybe Gangajal. I would have arranged so many things. As a brahmachari, I have access to all Lord's garlands, Tulsi, Gangajal, everything. I would be singing Kirtan personally. But I would have expressed my gratitude. He said, no, Prabhu, we cannot tell like that. So then I understood that is their law in one sense. Then I said, okay, I respect your laws. But then what he had said, Prabhu, please do not worry about parents, mother and father. So I knew father is the next now. It's just a matter of some time. I don't know how much time. The mother left, now next turn of father. Very soon. Very soon means I don't know. Could be next day, after 5, 6, 10, 15 days, whatever. Or maybe 1, 2 years later, but it's close to mother's only. So because astrology tells in what age the son's age when the parents will die. So sure enough, at that age, whatever that age was, 44. That time my mother left, and just before I completed 44 and entered in 45, that time only, just 2 months before, my father also left. Just 4 months later. And I was fully prepared that my father is going to leave body. When I don't know. I never told him, but I took care of him. I called him to temple. He stayed for a week or so. I spoke entire Bhagavad Gita to him in short, every day 3 hours and all that. Because I knew this was the last service I am doing to my father. And when he was sitting in the car to leave temple to go to hometown, I was looking at him and I was thinking, maybe this is the last darshan of my father. I may not be able to see him with these eyes alive. I may see the dead body. I don't know. And sure enough, just 1 or 2 months later, he left body. I got the news. I went and I saw his dead body only. So when you are supposed to die, you will die. If you have faith in medicines, you go. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, what is this? Aushadhi. In Aushadhi also medicines, the effective medicine, the effect that the medicine produces of curing you, that is Krishna only. Just like yesterday when we were discussing, Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva, Praninam Deham Ashrita, Pranapana Samayukta, Pachami Anna Chaturvitam. 4 kinds of foods are there. That which is chewed, that which is sucked, licked, etc. So all that I only digest. Krishna says, Pachami Annam Chaturvitam. I digest as Vaishwanar. That Jatragni. Krishna is only there. If Krishna so desires, forget. You may be very good eater earlier. Now you cannot digest only. So we have to have faith in Krishna. And then Bhavaushadhi is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Enechi aushadhi maya nashibar lagi Hari Nama Maha Mantra Lao to magi. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur is telling in his song, oh my dear devotees, Enechi aushadhi maya, I have brought for you Bhavaushadhi. You have got Bhavarog, you have got the disease of repetition of birth and death. There is one medicine that is called Bhavaushadhi. And what is that? Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Enechi aushadhi maya nashi baro lagi. Maya will be destroyed if you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And Harinama Mahamantra lao to magi. I have brought. Tomare loite ami hoinu avatara ami bina bandhoara ke ache tomara. Bhakti Thakur saying that tomare loite ami, for your sake only, my dear devotee. Hoinu avatar, I have appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ami bina bandhoara, apart from me, who is your friend? Ke ache tomar. He is challenging in one sense, asking, challenging. Who is our friend? Nobody is our friend. When we are dying, will anybody be able to help to not die? No question. Your husband, your wife, your sons, your daughters, the doctors, the hospitals, and anyone in creation cannot stop your death. You will die for sure. At that moment only you will die. So why you have faith in medicines, doctors, hospitals? One should have faith in Krishna. Krishna will protect my bhakti. If I die, I will enter in next body. We have taken prasad, next human birth, confirm. Yahavikramana shosti, pratyavayano vidyate. Swalpam api asya dharmasya, prayati mahatubhaya. So whatever little bit endeavor we do in devotional service, that is in our permanent account. Nobody can erase that account. Unless we offend Vaishnavas, then it would be wiped off. But otherwise not. Shuchinam Srimatam Gehe, Yogo Brashta Abhijayate. One who has performed bhakti, little less bhakti, you will be born in rich families of Kshatriyas, kings, or Vaishyas, who are also well-to-do merchants, Prabhupada. If somebody has done more bhakti, he will be born in a Brahmin family, where from childhood only he will be given all sanskaras, Shaligram, Shila, worship, prasad only will be eaten because everything is offered to Shaligram. He will know Vishnu Sahasranam, many things in Brahmin family. And somebody has done lot of bhakti, he will be born in a Vaishnava family. And from childhood only he is flourishing in bhakti. So there is nothing to fear of. His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, in one lecture I heard statement, he says, only security in the world is faith in Krishna. In the creation, I think he says, only security is faith in Krishna. All other security, you may have bank balance. Before death, you may not be able to tell the passwords that whatever to your relatives. Nothing can. Your money, your relatives, your house. Your house could be the cause of your death. Earthquake takes place, your building only will kill you because you are on first floor, second floor, and above you there are 10-15 floors. So that building only will kill you. So have faith in Krishna, not in other so-called assumed securities. These are no securities at all. Only a fool will think that these are securities. One who is intelligent, who hears from Guru, he knows only Krishna, faith in Krishna. That is the only security. All the scientists' inventions, they are there, but unless Krishna gives one protection, one's inventions will be of no use. Nothing will work. Only faith in Krishna works. That's why Parikshit was like that. He kept hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Prahlad was like that. He kept remembering the Lord. He Smaranachari. He kept remembering the Lord. Haridas Thakur was declared to be beaten in 22 marketplaces. He says, no problem. Khanda khanda ho deha jaya jaditran. Tabwami vadanena chadi harina. You cut my body into millions of pieces. Khanda khanda ho jadi. Understand the whole. Jaya Jadi Pran. My life only goes out of the body. Because so much you keep cutting somebody's body, ultimately sometime he will die. Tabu Ami Vadanena Chadi Harinam. Still, I will never give up chanting of Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That faith is required. That is a surrender devotee. To the degree you are surrendered, you have faith in Krishna and not in worldly things of this world. So then fourth is Rakshishati iti Vishwaso Gopatrutve Varnam Tata. Gopatrutva means maintenance. Acceptance of the Lord as one's guardian or master. Feel exclusively dependent on the mercy of the Lord. Krishna is my maintainer. Amitava Nityadasa Jalinu Yebara Amara Palana Bhara Ekhono Tomara. Again, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, Amitava Nityadas, O Lord, I am your eternal servant. Janinu Yebara. Now I have realized it. Amara Palanba, my maintenance, Ekhono Tomara. Now it is your responsibility. I don't care. My maintenance. What will happen 2 years later, 10 years later, 100? I don't care. Just like children don't care. Like, what is her name? Huh? Ishvita. So she doesn't care about money required for clothes, for medicines, for education. You ask her if you don't believe in me. Who cares? Parents are there. They will provide. If I'm hungry, I go to mother. If I need fees, I go to father. And she knows what to when to approach mother, when to approach father. These two only. Others are children, maybe, or brother, sister. They are small. So this kind of faith is required. That Krishna will definitely. Amara Palan Bhar, Ekmana. Krishna is the supreme master. When Hiranyakashipu appeared, where Hiranyaksha's dead body was lying, and his mother Diti and his sister-in-law Vrishabhanu, they were crying over that, and the nephews, the sons of Hiranyaksha, were crying. Everybody was crying. So that time Hiranyakashipu told them some knowledge from scriptures, and that's where he quoted one story of one king Suyagya who went died in the fight against his enemies. He died. So that time his wives, 3 4 wives he had, they all came, they embraced his dead body and said, husband, without you, what will happen? This, that. And last moment came, sun was setting, time for funeral rites. But they were not leaving the body. So then it was concern of everyone, but their wives were not leaving body. So then Yamaraj himself had to come in the form of a small boy as a Brahmin. So he says one slogan, Aho vayam dhanyatamaya datra tyatva pitrubhyam na vichintayama abhakshamana abalabhrukadhivi sarakshita rakshati yogi garbhi. When Raisapra quoted this verse 15-20 years back in Bhagavatam, and he told me, I was sold out to this verse. What a powerful verse. Especially for brahmacharis, this is the foundation also. So what he is saying, Aho vayam dhanyatama yadatra. Oh, how fortunate we are. What happened? Tyaktva pitrubhyam na vichintayama. As soon as I was born, my parents died. And I was an orphan. And then abhakshamana abala brakadevi. I did not have a house, so I kept wandering here, there, everywhere. In the forest also I went, where there were bruka, there were jackals, there were tigers, lions, elephants. But abhakshamana, I did not fall prey to any of these deadly, fierce, wild animals. Why? Sarakshita. He protected. Who? Rakshati yohi garbhe. Who protected me in the womb of my mother. 9 months is a long period. 9 months, we know, is a long period. And we were very tender in the womb of the mother. Very fragile body. Anything wrong moment of the mother, the child can die in the womb. But Krishna protected in that condition. Whatever was required, the food mother was eating, how amazingly through umbilical cord it was provided, it was supplied in our body. And as soon as we are born, the umbilical cord is cut. Immediately there is milk in the mother's breast. So who arranges that milk there? Only Krishna. Not that lady, not our mother, not our father, not our grandparents. Nobody else. Only Krishna. Krishna has that amazing system. Because inside body, her body, another. But as he is born, he requires food. He cannot get it from inside her body. But outside he cannot eat rice, dal, sabji, chapati, puri, pakoda, halwa. He requires milk only. And Krishna's amazing creation. All the nutrients, everything that a child requires, one food only. That is milk. So who arranges? Krishna arranges. So one should, and as long as it is required, it is there. Afterwards, milk is not there in the breast. So he says one should declare one's dependence on Krishna. And if we remain independent, then we experience a lot of misery. Bado dukha paiyachi swatantra jivane dukha dure gelo o padavarane. Next line, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, Bado dukha paiyachi. I achieved unlimited miseries, distress in my life. Swatantra Jivane, because the Lord, I was leading life independent of you. Dukkha dure gelo. My distress went far, far, far away. Opada Varane, when I chose your lotus feet as my shelter. So this is Sharanagati. So that is required. So regardless of whatever the situation, Yogakshema Vahame. Ananyas Chintayanto Mam Ye Janaha Paripasate Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshemam Vahamyaham. Unfortunately, we think of our yoga and our kshema. Yoga means connection. What is not there with me, I will get it. And kshema means what kind of protection, maintenance. So whatever I have should be preserved. So we get into getting that which we need, and whatever we have, we try to preserve. This is not our work. This is Krishna's work. Yoga Kshema Vahame. Krishna says, I, Vahami, Aham. I do this. But for whom? Ananyas Chintayanto Mam Ye Jana Paripasate. Anya. Anya means other. An means not. Not any other shelter. He depends things of Krishna only. Chintayanto. Chintan. All the time. We do chinta. All the anxiety. Oh, what about my monthly salary, and what about my house maintenance, what about my wife's health, and this and that. So much anxiety we have because of not having faith in Krishna. So much of anya chintan, and which gets converted into chinta only. But Krishna says ananyas chintayantoma, one who does ananya chintan. For him, I provide what he lacks and I preserve what he has. We have so many stories in the scriptures which prove that. So he says a child is fully surrendered to mother, confident that she is there to protect him. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva, tvameva bandhuscha sakha tvameva, tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva, tvameva sarvam mama deva devo. So Krishna is my mother, Krishna is my father, he is my brother, he is my friend, he is my vidya. I meet some girls, devotees. I was in Bangalore. When Mataji is working, she did her graduation and PG also. And she was telling Prabhuji, how can I practice Krishna consciousness? Then I asked her schedule. So morning 7:30 she leaves and comes at 8 o'clock in the night. I was wondering, so much job, 2-3 hours going in the Bangalore and then job and all that. So only barely she chants 16 rounds in the morning, and then evening little one shloka she reads every day. I said, Mataji, if possible, please give up your job. You are unmarried girl. Why your father is there, money is there? Why you worry? Don't worry. Give up. Be jobless like me. Please join my company. I am jobless, and I make sure, please, I convince others be jobless for material life and do job of Krishna 24/7. So it becomes very difficult then. Twameva Vidya. And she said, I said, my God, you did PG also. She said, I want to do doctorate, PhD. I said, I fold my palms, I take the dust of your lotus feet on my head. How can I think of PhD? In my this life and next millions of life you have today, I will not even go for graduation. Somehow one mistake I did, I became engineer in this life. In next life, if I take, I will not even go for graduation. I'll be drop out after 10th or something 9th, just knowing basic mathematics and all that, and I will not go for graduation. Why to waste my time? That I understood during my engineering days only. I'm wasting my time. But then okay, let's say Sudarshan Das, engineer, one time. It will help in preaching. Go ahead. So one contamination was there, material desire was there. Okay, let us start. So Krishna is Vidya. So now I am doing PhD. PhD means in all the Shastra scriptures given by our acharyas. They are very powerful books. I left my engineering long before. That is over 25 years back. The last 25 years I have been reading Prabhupada books. Twice all the books are read, and then I am reading other books. I want to read thousands of books before I die in this body. And in case I die in this body, next lifetime I'll continue reading the remaining books. But that has to be done. Such nice, amazing information which will melt our heart, which will make us mad after Krishna is all there. But time should be there, no? And interest also. But first, time should be there. So if you keep doing job, keep studying, where will you get time? So think. Those who are job holders, please join my company. Within ISKCON, Sundarshan Das Forum or whatever that it is, please join. Be jobless in material life and have full job for Krishna and study these books. Fifth one is Gopatruti Varnam Tata Atma Nikshep. Atma Nikshep means full self surrender. Have no interest separate from the interest of the Lord. How many of you are like that? Whatever is Lord's interest, you have that interest only. Oh Lord, let thy will be done, not mine. Now we have our own independent program going on. So that is a problem. That means remembering that one's activities and desires are not independent. So how many independent desires we have? As brahmachari also, a lot of freedom is given after becoming seniors. So we have so many other desires. Brahmacharis want to go to America. I have so many of my friends. Some of my friends want to get sannyas and they are blaming, oh, on the top there is foreign lady sitting there. She will never give sannyas. The way they twist their mouth and all that. They are so mad after sannyas. Why sannyas? Because everybody should bow down to me. Crazy. Crazy fellows. Brahmachari, crazy brahmacharis. But what can be done? They are not brahmachari, they are brahmacharis. In Brahm, in illusion, they are charan, they are wandering. Like that. They want sannyas. Guru has no desire to give them sannyas, and this fellow independently wants sannyas to gain respect from everyone. This is how Maya cheats everyone, including brahmacharis. A devotee is completely dependent on Krishna. He thinks and acts as Krishna desires. That's what when Arjuna asked Krishna in 54th verse of second chapter, he says, Sita pragyasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava, sitadim kim prabhasheta kim asita vrajatane. What are the symptoms of a person whose intelligence is very steady? Sthita pragya. Pragya, his intelligence is very steady. Krishna says, 2.55. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmannevatmana tushtas sthita pragyasta docchate. First verse saying what is saying? Prajahati gives up what? Yada kaman, all desires. Sarvan partha manogatan, which are all mental concoctions only. All our desires, material desires, are all mental concoctions. We think if I get iPhone, I'll be very happy. जीना तो क्या जीना iPhone के बिना. Rule number one. Or otherwise smartphone or iPad or whatever, MacBook or car. If I don't get car, you are already having car. Two cars everybody has. Aham car and mama car. The moment you came in the material world, immediately you got it. Before even getting your body, you got two cars. And third car also many people have. Almost everybody has. BMW. Which one? Blaming, mourning, wailing. You keep blaming. Oh, that fellow did like this. Mourning. You keep crying. Oh, why this? And wailing. So BMW also. We have three cars. Without purchasing any four-wheeler or two-wheeler, you already have three cars. So one has to have faith and one should not go by mental concoction. Prabhupada says a Paramahansa has no program for sense gratification. He is interested only in satisfying the senses of the Lord. Atmendriya priti vancha tare bholikam Krishnendriya priti cha dhare premanam. The desire to satisfy one's own senses is called as lust, and desire to satisfy Krishna's senses is called as love. Lust and love are quite close. Only thing, the object of pleasure is one's own senses or Krishna's senses. Only we just switch over to Krishna's pleasure, it becomes so easy. And the last sixth is Karpanne. Is the sixth symptom of surrender. Always feel oneself meek and humble. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said in third verse.
One announcement, two-wheelers, Hare Krishna, CM car వస్తుంది, two-wheelers అడ్డుగా ఉండి కొంచెం తీసేసేయండి. So two-wheelers road by park చేసుకోండి please.
See, your fourth car is creating disturbance. Fourth two-wheeler, your vehicle. You already have three. Ankar, Mama car, BMW. Okay, anyway, now you have to give up this class. You have to go to remove your two-wheeler. Anyway, do that service. So one has to just work for Krishna pleasure. Okay, sixth one we are discussing. Trunadapi shunichena tarorapi saheshwana amanina manadena kirtaniyaha you all know. One should be humbler than blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree, always respecting others, not expect any respect in return. If you have these 4 prerequisites, 4 qualities, you can chant 24 hours a day. 16 rounds on the beats, unlimited rounds off the beats. Your tongue will always keep vibrating. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. If circumstances don't allow tongue's movement, then your mind will keep chanting in the smaran inside, like that. That is always the case. Or the one who is very humble. Only humble and meek shall inherit the kingdom of God, Jesus Christ said. Just like in Jerusalem, they have gate. So when these travelers, they travel, it's a desert, so they travel on camels. Camels are very tall, coming back, and on that this fellow sits. But the Jerusalem gate is very small, so he will dash his head there. So the camel sits down, this fellow gets down, the camel crawls through that gate, and then this fellow goes, and then he sits on the top of that camel after going to the other side. Then the camel stands up, and then the journey continues. Why it is like that kept purposefully? Because that shows the kingdom of God. Gate, entrance, gate, door. So entrance to the door to the spiritual world is short. Similarly, traditionally all temples have small doors. You can see very less height. One has to bend. Why? Because the supreme person, topmost person in the creation is there. I should bend. Whether you are ready to bend or not, the door will make you bend only. So only humble and meek shall inherit the kingdom of God. Prabhupada says in 798 Bhagavatam Purport, unless one is meek and humble, to make progress in spiritual life is very difficult. You can see in ISKCON only, Kanishtadhikaris, all neophyte devotees, they keep fighting because passion and ignorance is very high. All the devotees will keep fighting over post, position, whose score is more, book distribution score, fund collection, and I did this service in Rathandra. So many fights. So you have to be very tolerant. Sorry, all the young devotees, you have to be very tolerant. You have to tolerate this phase, then you will remain. To say that I am in ISKCON for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. Most of the people live on this. They say, what? All the neophytes fighting like anything. So Prabhupada says, only humble and meek shall unless one is meek and humble, to make progress in spiritual life is very difficult. How much humble you are, how to know how much tolerant you are. As much you are tolerant, that much you are humble. Let others give certificate of your humility. Better not get into that, but this is the way. Be tolerant. When the false ego is too big, and we feel, what is this? Who is he? He came yesterday. I am in ISKCON for so long. I have done this. I have done that. Then you will offend. You will lose your humility because you are intolerant. So you have to be extremely tolerant. Extremely tolerant. Through 4 of his followers, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited 4 qualities. So tolerance was exhibited through Namachari Haridas Thakur. 22 marketplaces he was beaten up. He never retaliated. He says that Tiraskrita vipralabdha shakta shipta hata api nasya tatrati kurvanti tadbhakta prabhavahi api. That a devotee Tiraskrita, even if he is neglected, Tiraskrita vipralabdha, he is cheated, shakta, he is cursed, he is killed also. Then also he doesn't retaliate. What a devotees. Amazing. Amrish Maharaj was in one sense killed only. Why is that fiery demon? What is going to do? Going to kill only. But he was undisturbed. Adbhakta Prabhavapi. They are my devotees, powerful devotees, who are very tolerant. So we have to be tolerant. That is the sign of humility. Anudvega karam vakyam satyam priyam hitam chayat. Krishna says in 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So he says Anudvega karam vakyam. Body, mind and words on all through levels, 3 levels, we have to be very tolerant. He should always be tolerant and never belittle others. Don't disrespect others. Bodily, bow down to devotees. Verbally, say Hari Bol, Bajadam Prabhu ki jai, Balram Govind Prabhu ki jai, Ishwar Puri Prabhu ki jai, Yamavati Mataji ki jai. I know her from Mataji. I don't know any other Mataji. So maybe sorry, but basically Samaveta Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. It's a little impersonal, but what to do now? Any time there are 100 devotees, 200. So how can we say this Prabhu ki jai, this Mataji ki jai, this Prabhu ki jai? We'll be tired, and others will go away also. They are neophyte. They say, what? How can you say this Prabhu ki jai? That is nonsense, fellow. You should have said my jai. My jai did not come. I'm leaving the temple house. So that's right. But otherwise, less group of devotees, we can say this Prabhu ki jai, that Mataji ki jai. It's basically respect others and physically bow down, verbally respect, and mentally also think of the glories of each and every devotee. Appreciate. Prabhupada says bhakti means one word: appreciation. What all you appreciate? Do you appreciate temple? Do you appreciate deities? Do you appreciate morning program? Do you appreciate prasad? Do you appreciate classes? Do you appreciate Prabhupada books? All this appreciation. Many times we lack this appreciation and we appreciation for mundane thing. We appreciate for iPhone, appreciation for BMW and unlimited and the other things. That is our foolishness. Maya cheats us every now and then. A devotee may be powerful for Lord against demons, but very meek and humble in regard to his own reputation. This is 11, 18, 31 purport Prabhupada disciples are writing. There is one famous statement Prabhupada said, like a lion on chase, lamb at home. If you have seen lion on chase, how many of you have seen at least on screen? Lion, when he's going after deer or any prey, going like anything, very powerful movement. So lion on chase and lamb at home. At home we should be like lamb, like this. Lamb how innocent, very tender. So like that with devotees we should be very humble. But outside when you go for preaching, you should be like lion. Doesn't mean that kill others, but kill their materialistic life. So then he says absolute unconditional humility is required to enter in Golok Vrindavan. Other Vaikuntha lokas you can go with little less humility, no problem. But in Golok Vrindavan, no question. Srila Sanatana Goswami in Sri Brud Bhagavatam makes this point. Absolute unconditional humility. This is the entry pass for Golok Vrindavan. Absolute means what? In all times. And unconditional means all time. Like if I'm sick, now you may see me to be very powerful Rogi. But let's say I'm having sickness, cold, cough, and fever. Then how I will appear? Oh, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. So I will appear very humble. So this is not what is humility. Humility means when you are healthy and all that, then also you are humble. That is unconditional. That sickness makes me appear humble. Or I lost money, then I may appear humble. I lost the train or plane. I missed it, you know. I saw three ladies. The plane was going at Bangalore airport. It was going to Indore and next Chandigarh. So three ladies came late, and they were trying their best with that at the counter, but that girl did not agree. She said, "Madam, sorry, the gates are closed. Sorry." So I was seeing the faces of all three. How they were like very humble. Very humble. But that is not unconditional humility. That is conditional humility. So, unconditional humility and absolute, full extent. That doesn't mean that when devotees are chastised, criticized, we should not be humble. We should be humble. We should be angry there. Bhakta, Krodha Bhakta Dveshi Jane. One of the 5 ways, or the one way to control our anger is, Srila Narottam Das Thakur Mahasaya in Prem Bhakti Chandrika book tells, Krodha Bhakta Dveshi Jane. All the 5 of the 6 anatas can be easily, they can be doubted, they can be purified. Not daily, but other. So Krodha Bhakta Dveshi Jane. One can become extremely angry on those people who are against the Lord, envious of the Lord, or envious of the devotees of the Lord. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said this verse, but he himself became very angry on Jagai and Madai because they offended great devotee Nityananda. So similarly, Romaharshan Sut, the father of Ugrashrava Sut, whom we know as Sutta Goswami. So when he was giving discourse at Naimisharanya to the sages, when Balramji appeared, when he was on his tour during battle of Kurukshetra going on, so he came to Naimisharanya. At once everybody stood up. But Romaharshan Sut giving class, he thought, I am speaker, I don't have to. Yes, it is true. Speaker doesn't have to stand up to respect everyone. But if his superiors come, he has to, especially his guru. And Balram is Adi Guru. But his pride was there, he did not stand up, so Balramji just killed him. Balramji said his learning is like jewel on cobra's head. Cobra has jewel on his head. And if you get attracted to that, somebody has learning, get attracted. But he is poisonous. He will sting and will be killed. So one should not hear from such a person. Without being weak and humble, the knowledge of the scriptures, it is outward dress. It is the costume of a theatrical artist dancing on the stage. So it has hardly any value.
Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihasti Shuni Chaiva Shapati Cha Pandita Samadarshana. In Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter, 18th verse, Krishna is telling that one Vidya Vinaya Sampanne. See, he could have said Vidya Purna Vyakti, something like that he could have said. Immediately he qualifies. Who has Vidya? Who has knowledge? He will be endowed with humility. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne. He has to be full of humility. Then only it can be said that he has Vidya. Not otherwise. Otherwise he has Vidya. He may know thousands of shlokas and millions of scriptures. But if he doesn't have humility, Vinaya Sampanna he is not, then he is not having Vidya. He has Avidya rather. So against humility, opposite of that is arrogance, pride. That is not expected. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. In 4.34, Krishna is qualifying how a disciple should approach Guru. He should submissively bow down, inquire, and render service. That is the sign. So Krishna demands first surrender, become humble and meek. This is the verdict of all the scriptures. So surrender means this 6 thing only, no 7th thing, no 5, no 7, only 6 things. Accept all those things which are favorable for the execution of devotional service. Anukulyasya sankalpa, pratikulyasya varjanam. Abandon all those things, give up which are unfavorable. Then rakshishati iti vishwaso, full confidence that Krishna will definitely protect. Then maintenance, gopatrutve varnam tata. Krishna is my maintainer. Why should I worry about my maintenance? Krishna will look after that. Atma Nikshepa, full self surrender, and Karpanya, humility. So anybody who has this, to whatever degree he has, to that degree surrender. To that degree you are surrendered, to that degree Krishna is there for you, protecting you, guiding you, loving you, caring for you. He is most kind, the father and mother. Nothing else is required. You will never feel any problem in your life. That is protection. Okay, any question? It's a big subject matter. Without translation, it took so long. With translation, we could have gone on till 11, 12 o'clock. So, any question? All are surrendered souls. Yes, Ishwar Puri to ask. Yes, please.
Thank you for the session. Am I sufficiently loud?
Yes.
So, you mentioned that in the beginning, when we have complete faith, that the Lord will take care of us, and He's the purifying factor of the medicine. So, but we also understand many devotees, including Prabhupada, used to take, although Ayurvedic medicine, but we also used to take just before a few months. And many times we also receive instructions from the spiritual authorities to take care of the body. So how do we understand such instructions and such situations with this understanding?
So, good question. Many times it is just because other devotees are frantic. They are too concerned about you. Sometimes pure devotee may take medicines, but they are sick. Not that he thinks his body. Prabhupada has already ventured on cargo ship 38 days to heart attacks. You tell me, after reaching Boston Harbor, did you any one of us ever heard that Prabhupada went to doctor there? Just few days back, I had heart attack, 2 heart attacks. Anybody will go, na? That time, okay, ship understood no doctor. Did he, after reaching Boston, he go? No. He never went. He had full faith in Krishna only. But because others are becoming frantic, so devotees may. His Holiness Bhakti Chavda Maharaj several times in his lectures repeated these statements of Prabhupada. Prabhupada said he did not have faith in hospital medicine. So likewise, we should have. He, like I told, like that. But then what happened when he went to South America and he got corona and all that? So his God brothers called, Maharaj, please don't reject this proposal. You please go to hospital, get admitted, and take the medicine. Because they all had heard, all the God brothers had heard how Bhakti Chavda Maharaj was always emphasizing. Prabhupada said never go to doctor's hospital and all this stuff like that. So Maharaj will follow the same strategy. So they were concerned. So they said, please go Maharaj. So then Maharaj had to, because he was very, very friendly to his God brothers and God sisters. So he always said that follow Prabhupada's followers. So then he went to, though he personally was not interested. He would have said, I would have died without medicines and hospital. But for God brothers' sake, he went. So like that, other devotees feel, or your superior authorities, they instruct you. They say that take medicine, then you may take medicine. Like when I, some 4 5 years back, underwent a very severe Ayurvedic treatment. So every day I have to drink 9.5 liters of water minimum and go to toilet 8 to 10, 12, sometimes 13, 14 times every day for 9 months. Very severe medical, Ayurvedic medical treatment. So when I started it, 15 days only, I raised my hand. My God, it's horrible. Then I went to Radhesham room. He was giving brahmachari class. I told I want to meet him. So after class, he came to my room. I said, "What is?" I said, "Bro, I quit. I cannot tolerate. It's a very difficult process. The medicines and all that." He said, "What happened? What is the problem?" I said, "Night my sleep gets disturbed." He said, "Oh, sleep gets disturbed." Then he got down from the chair. He slept on the floor of my brahmachari ashram room. And he said, "When you sleep gets disturbed, you breathe like this." He showed some posture and like that. Then he said, "What is another problem?" Then I told this. And no matter what I said, he gave solution. Because he also had undergone that treatment for 5 months. So he had idea. So then I understood he wants me to continue. Then he said towards the end that you can do it. Like that. And that means you are a very powerful brahmachari. Show your power through this something. So I took it as not I can do it, I should do it. He wants me. So then I went through. It was very difficult. It was very difficult. I cannot tell in words how what it means. Basically, after that treatment, one takes rebirth. It's a second birth. That means before birth you have to go through death. So the treatment is deadly treatment. Like that. I'll not get into the details of that. So because he wanted me to go through, so I went through. So 9 months of medication, and then afterwards also morning I had to run for 15-20 minutes and take ghee with milk 50 ml, and then evening also 15-20 minutes of running. After that take ghee and milk and all that. So it was 2 3 4 years it went on. So I went through because he wanted me like that. Then after some 3 4 years, in one point of time when we had discussion, then he said, "Now you don't have to worry so much about it. You forget that treatment." So I kind of forgot. I'm accepting some good part, drinking 4 liters of water daily, so that I'm doing, and but otherwise nothing else. So if our superiors desire, our counselor etc. mentor, then we may. Otherwise, personally, one should be convinced that there is nothing required. Only Krishna is required. All that I need is Krishna. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. In Bhagavatam it is said, Vasudeva Paramaka, Vasudeva Param Yogam, Vasudeva Param Tapam, Vasudeva this, Vasudeva that. Basically, in conclusion, Vasudeva is indolent here. Vasudeva is my medicine, he is my security, he is my money, he is my car, he is my laptop, he is my mobile, he is A to Z for me. Nothing outside of Vasudeva. That conviction should be there. If you hear pure devotees, then conviction will come. Otherwise, the conviction, because of materialistic association, conviction in medicine, conviction in hospital, conviction in doctors, conviction in laptop, mobile, iPhone, and all that stuff. Is that okay? We can take for the pleasure of God. I'll give my own example. I invested 3 4 years of my life, and the treatment was such. As a brahmachari, I had absolutely no service in temple. 4:30 to 5:15 I attend morning program, water tulsi, then go to ashram, and the treatment begins. My last round, 16th round, would end at 2:30 p.m. Imagine no service, nothing to do from 5:15 in the morning, no sleeping, but the treatment was very heavy. But I went through. The Radhesham wanted me to go through it. But that is helpful now. Better body is good.
Now, pure surrender to Krishna. It is for the pure devotees. It is for the pure devotees. They surrender unto Krishna purely.
Fully, and we are all whatever degree.
So now, in the practical terms, the note, special note, in the practical terms, depending on completely on Krishna, it becomes imitation.
We don't have to do that. It's natural. It's natural to degree you have faith, to that degree only you will be surrendered. Otherwise, you won't take risk. You will be fearful. It's very scary. That's what I said. From third floor, we all have to jump. I heard. From first floor also, we will not jump because at least some damage will be there. Or to third floor, death only mostly. So, to the degree you have faith, to that degree only you go on. Just like all of us peacefully sat through the class, we never doubted that this ceiling could fall on my head and I could die. So I could attend this class better, run away from it. Yeah. good cement and it's good ceiling. So whatever degree you have faith, to that degree only you go on in life.
When we hear such statements of pure devotees, pure surrender, absolute, unconditional unity,
Yes,
so that should give us an inspiration,
yes.
but not to
Imitation is useless. You can't go on with imitation. How can you go on with imitation? Like I give challenge to all of us, including me. All of us will be given free passage on cargo ship. 38 days we will reach America. Start from Bombay or Kolkata. How many of us are ready? Raise your hand. Free passage. So we all know Prabhupada did it, our founder Acharya did it. None of us are ready. We'll get so much name fame, isn't it? In ISKCON, hey, he's really follower of Prabhupada. 38 days he traveled in the cargo ship. All of us will get so much name fame, but we very dangerous. I may die only. Without heart attack only I will die. The thought itself is so scary. You may die at the thought of it. So no need to imitate. It's natural. Naturally, to the degree of faith, faith is inside. It's in the subtle body, and the body, then external body reveals what is that faith through surrender.
Thank you. If you don't mind, can I extend?
Let him ask, then afterwards. Yes.
हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका क्लास बहुत अच्छा था
मेरा फेवरेट टॉपिक है ये. मैं 4-5 जगह पे बोल चुका हूँ. पता नहीं जीवन में 100 बार बोलूंगा.
ऐसा लग रहा है कि बनाना जूस लाके दिया नहीं ऐसा सीधा मुंह में डाल दिया
अच्छा. Okay. Oh, banana is your favorite. Banana shake.
and
Vomiting ना हो जाए.
and my question is आपने बीच में एक faith के बारे में mention किया तो कोई ऐसा medicine भी नहीं लेगा ऐसा. Like I have one experience Prabhuji, one of my relative I explained about health insurance. Prabhuji आप health insurance लीजिए. नहीं I have full faith on Krishna. I don't want health insurance. मैं इस समय ऐसा सीधा हूँ. लेकिन ठीक है आपको इतना पैसे faith है तो medicine क्यों खा रहे? Medicine भी छोड़ दो. ऐसा there are some विदंडवाद कर रहे हैं. मतलब उसको कैसे समझना है? He had faith or he is acting his faith. He had faith on Krishna.
They can say I have what was that for he what he did not agree for
Health insurance.
health insurance. Yeah, that is secondary. Primary is physical health. Because health insurance that is secondary. This was not there some years back. But traditionally or for all time the body falls sick, and for that we have medicines and all that. So it interrupts our devotional service. Then we take medicine. One who is on very high platform, if devotional service is not interrupted, he goes on with that problem only. It's not a problem for him, it's a problem for all those who feel like that. For him, it is not a problem. Anantacharya, we hear, Ramanujacharya disciple, on Tirumala Hills, when he was serving, he was bitten by a deadly snake. And all the devotees said, please go to Vaidya physician. He said, no, I have been bitten up by Sansara Sarpa, the very poisonous cobra of the repetition of birth and death. So, what can this small snake's poison do to me? Nothing. He did not go. Kuber, not Kuber, but Kuresh, his eyes were blinded. And he did not, he went there and he did not have any problem only. He prayed, oh Lord, please forgive that Kolatunga, please forgive those people, these people. Then Ramanujacharya had to tell, you tell Ranganath that my spiritual master has lost some property and please give that property back. What is the property? Eyes of Kuresh. And he prayed like that, then he got back the eyes. So devotees are not interested in anything of this world. They have full faith in Krishna. That's how you become very intelligent and very happy at every moment. Just like children, you see, no, our children, why they are so healthy and playing, running. You have full faith. Parents are there. Mother for food, for dressing, father for clothes, education. And you must have heard, many of you must have heard, that a pure devotee is like a child. How many of you heard this statement? He is not childish, he is like a child. So this is what it means. Children have such faith in parents. In fact, a small child holding the finger of his father going on the road, and very big, powerful wrestler, muscular body will be coming, and this child like that. How can you dare to do that? No, in some case he attacks. My father is there now. He has his faith is little dangerous because father doesn't have strength. That fellow can kill his father and the child also. But Krishna is not like that. He's not important. He's the most powerful person. Yes, Mother.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, I have two questions. one question is why the as your press mentioned other temples which is the way the entrance is very short so that they would go down, but our Eastern temples are wide.
Ours is not traditional. Ours is preaching oriented. Our Prabhupada is such. If you see traditionally, all temples are very dark. The sanctum sanctorum. Lord is dark, and that's why the arati is shown by the pujari. He shows 4 times lotus feet, 2 times lotus navel, 3 times, and the whole body 7 times. And then that's it. Basically, they don't expect money. We can give some money. So this is how. But in our ISKCON temple, my God, full what they call not floodlight, but halogen lamps are there. So many lamps. Why? Because Prabhupada was always of the conviction. What if somebody is coming inside temple and he dies outside only? At least he saw from the distance the fully illuminated Lord Radha Shamsundar. So dying no problem. If he was dark, means completely in darkness, then the person could never. Similarly, in the books, everywhere, Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Bhakti is topmost. In the 6th chapter, Krishna is saying, Nati Ashnatastu Yogusti, this go to forest and not to high seat, not to. And Prabhupada said, this is not possible only. It looks like he's going against Krishna. No, not that way. He knows the conclusion. He says that Yogi Namapi Sarvesham Mat Gatena Antaratmana. So Prabhupada knows things that this person may die while on the 6th chapter. He will never reach 12th chapter or 7th chapter onwards Bhakti Yoga. So better let me give conclusion right here only. So that he dies with conclusion. Krishna is the supreme personality. Next lifetime he'll be held. So Prabhupada's conviction is like that. So that's why we have everything is missionary. Every temple, every design is from mission point of view only. Preaching, 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 preaching. That's it. We don't go by traditional. We keep traditional thing wherever it is possible. But otherwise, you tell me which is the temple in the world, in Hindu temples, Sanatana Dharma, where there are no bells. All temples have bells. Do we have bells? We have, but very small. Why? Because katha goes on in our temples, and people will come and big bells are there. Tang! All people will keep hearing tang only, and that point will be missed out. People will be disturbed. So for us, most important is Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. That is Pancharatrika Vidhi. The Pujari also will have small bell. In our Pune temple, we are very strict. If some senior sannyasis and all giving class, and even otherwise, Bhagavatam class, the pujaris have to use small bell only. So small, only ding ding ding. Only he can hear, and those who are very close, they can only hear. And in class, there is no disturbance. And in case somebody by mistake uses big bell, immediately one devotee will run inside and tell that pujari, switch on. He will give also this small bell, use this bell, not that bell. Conch will not be blown. 8:30 Bhagavatam class is going on. So they will poop, 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 like that. Only a little air they will pour in that. It's hardly disturbance. So all our everything is Shravanam and Kirtanam. That's it. Prabhupada is highest missionary the creation could ever know. So we are so fortunate. Everything we do is for helping the all humanity to come to Krishna. Okay. Next.
Another question is humility, while coming to temple, it's like natural. Seek the devotee and circumstances automatically. But what if the
Outside
workplace,
So there we have to be intelligent. Internally we remain humble, but externally you have to conduct with dignity also. But you should not allow others to exploit you. If they find you are very humble, then okay, boss will say, please work for 5 more hours overtime and without payment also. And you are not ready for with payment also. So no, we can say something humbly. Conduct yourself with humility, but we should not allow ourselves to get exploited. Any other? Oh, other class. 10:30, na? We will end before 10:30. Achha, these are the devotees for the same class. How many of you are for 10:30 class also? Nitya Seva. Oh, really? So many are there. Okay, one last question that Prabhu had.
So now
I'm ecstatic to go on, but he made me static. Okay.
right now we have faith in the car, whatever cars. That is very
Ahankar, Mamakar, BMW. These 3 by default everybody has.
we have right now faith in the money, bank balance, because that is visible. Now to convince the people who are completely cross materialistic, how to make them convince that Krishna is a real wealth, whatever that shloka.
By your behavior, bro. More things are caught than taught. An example is better than precept. Now I might have spoken many things, but you all will see in life how much do I exert faith, how much do I have faith in Krishna. You won't believe in just words. So, and everybody will see that only. You cannot cheat people for a long time.
Even people, they are going through the external things also. They are not getting into the person.
No, eventually that will happen. If you preach to them, they will come closer and closer. How Prabhupada disciples, the 3 couples sent to London. What money they had? No money. First couple went and showed the thing. We have money. Like that. They said, okay, come in. The next couple doesn't have money. So from there, they transferred money in the account of second couple. So second couple went. We have to fly to London. They said, okay, you have money, come in. So they went. Then they transferred the money to the account of third couple. Because money is required, no? Otherwise the country will not allow you. So see, they did not have enough minimum expected money that they are supposed to have. But they had faith. They did not even know how to play Kartal. Prabhupada called them to Montreal and he taught them this is how Kartal is played and all that. What knowledge they had of the scriptures? Hardly anything. But they had full faith. Swamiji came to America and he did Kirtan and so many people became devotees. So now we have to just copy it. We'll go there and we'll do the same thing and people will become devotees. This is called as faith. Very innocent but very strong faith also. That's why Prabhupada said, my Grahastha disciples are far superior to sannyasis. What? How they are daring, going. Mother, this one, Malti had 6-month-old baby, Saraswati. Can any one of you, even males, can you go to West or anywhere, in another country with your 6 months, with hardly any bank balance? See the faith. They had the same for males and females. There are separate compartments. So they had just put one sari or dhoti something in between because changing clothes, etc. How the females can change in front of males. So what kind of situations they went through and what faith. That's why Krishna also reciprocated. When Shamsundar went to George Harrison, 150 people were sitting in that hall, waiting list. And he went reach after that. When George Harrison came and was going towards office, he just happened to see one man in dhoti kurta, shaved tilak. And we went inside. He told the peon or whatever, get that man in dhoti kurta. So he was called. That sir, you are being called inside by sir. And he was shocked. 150 people in waiting list. How I am called? But he was pleasant. Then he went inside. Have a seat. Hare Krishna. He said, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. How do you know? You are so famous all over the world. I said, I know. I have heard Swamiji. 22 hours I was driving one place to another. All 22 hours I was hearing Prabhupada Kirtan. It is so intoxicating. Can you imagine 22 hours? George faith also. How many of us have heard 22 hours non-stop Prabhupada Kirtan? We always keep changing tunes. So faith if you have, then everything gets accomplished. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
One more question. Like, as soon as we are working with the material
World.
world, so we are getting some greedy.
Some?
Greedy.
That is because you are taking association, Mataji. If you think he is a fool number one, this fellow, what is he wasting his time with? Like that. Like when I was a student, I had friends who said, we will be doing MTech, we will go for PhD and West also. And I would always in the mind think they are fools. Already they are quite illusioned by Maya and they want to increase their illusion. So I was never impressed. Never in my mind ever thought about PG, doctorate and all that. Why? Because I never took association. I was staying in the same classroom as they were. But association is accepting. I never accepted any of their proposals. So that is how I did not take association. I was sitting with them. But that was not association at all. I was convinced. I always heard Radheshamru, Brahmacharis and Sannyasis. In fact, I wanted to become Brahmachari in the second year of engineering only. But I thought, okay, I have some contamination. I have a material there. Want to tag engineer? Okay, let us finish it off. It will be useful in teaching also. So if you are not accepting anything that people say, then done. In fact, I was distributing books some 7-8 years back, side upper berth. So the man, when I was telling, sir, this is book, I was down only and he was up and showing all that. And then he said, sir, you are so powerful. You are so having so many expertise in speaking. You can be manager in any company. Why didn't you go for that? I said, sir, no, that is not the goal. That is not the goal of my life. I want to be humble servant of Krishna and his devotee. this manager money and all that is not required. And he was quite convinced that I can be manager in any big company. So I never took his association because I never took it seriously. The goal of my life is never to become manager in any company. My goal is to become a servant of the servant of the servant of the servant. So that way I don't take association of anyone. Understood? No? Ajamil took association. He saw the male, female having whatever. So then he thought, oh, this is very good. I should do this. And he got her only to home. And then he kicked out his wife and parents. So this is called as association. When you accept the lifestyle, accept the words of others. Thoughts you cannot know generally. Okay, now, okay, last. You can meet me personally maybe and ask because here will end. Prabhu is requesting I should be doing justice and service to his great Chakradhari. Prabhu is taking next class. Otherwise, he will not call me next time, which I am very eager to come. Like that. So, thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Jai Gaur Premanande.
Yes, Krishna.